Well, Baker's Browns have won 2 in a row, but most of the credit's going to the running game. Meanwhile, Dak Prescott leads the league in passing yards, but the Cowboys are only 1-2 to start the season. Joined by NFL analysts LaVar, Arrington, and Bucky Brooks. Gentlemen, LA, you up first. Who needs to win more this weekend, Baker or Dak?
Of course it's Dak. I mean, let's look at how critical and how much scrutiny has been on Dak Prescott's head and back and neck. He's been playing really well, but it continues to be that same type of conversation that you've been having, Acho, is that, you know what? It's not wins. You're playing well, but it's not equating to wins. And listen, if you go out and you pitch an egg against the Cleveland Browns, I think that's going to be a hard one to recover from.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. It's Dak Prescott, and it's very clear. It's very, very, very simple. But I can already feel the ignorance that Bucky's about to spew. So I know I got to come with it. Let me start like this. The Browns have very low expectations because, like LaVar said, they're the Browns. They're the Browns. They're over 500. They're playing with house money. Browns haven't been over 500 since 2014, December 7th. Of 2014. Even if they lose, they're still going to be at 500. Even if the Cowboys and Dak Prescott win, they're only at 500. You see what I did there? That little word, still going to be at and only? That's how the media changes the narrative for the Cowboys. But more importantly, Dak Prescott is playing for this money. Now, Bucky, I was going to save my heat for my second lap, but I know how you fight. You fight dirty, so I'm coming with my heat in my first go-round. Think about this. 3 quarterbacks in NFL history have been franchise tagged. The last one to get franchise tagged was Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins, under the tag, he balled. He threw for 4,900 yards. He threw for 25 touchdowns. He threw 12 interceptions. Dak Prescott's on pace to do similar things. On pace to throw for 6,000 yards, but that's not going to happen. On pace to throw for 26 touchdowns, and he's also on pace to throw for 14 interceptions. But here's what my point is, Bucky.
Get to the point.
Kirk Cousins got tagged again. You're it. Because Kirk Cousins went 8-7-1. Congratulations, Dak Prescott. If you lead the league in passing, good for you. But if the Cowboys lose, especially to teams like the Browns, it's all bad in D-Town.
All bad.
So here's the thing, Acho, because you guys always kind of change the thing. So here I have a page full of notes to talk about the Browns and why it's so critical for Baker Mayfield to win this as the former #1 pick. But I'm gonna address the Cowboys situation because Dak's money has already been made. That franchise tag guarantees him that if they sign him again, he's going to get $37 million. So I'm not worried about him getting paid. And anyone who has watched the Cowboys play know that he is playing with some hot garbage on defense. Like, I love the names, and if this was a Madden game from a couple years ago, I would love having Everson Griffin and Alden Smith and all those guys. But they haven't played well. And I think the Seattle Seahawks just scored another touchdown pass. And so they don't have anything in the back end. And so my man is chasing points each and every week, which is why his passing numbers are so spectacular. But here's why it's important.
Baker needs to win more.
Yeah, Baker needs to win more because Baker was the #1 overall pick. Baker is playing with maybe the best collection of talent that you could ever have around you. 2 #1 running backs in Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. Both of those guys have over 200 yards. You got OBJ and Jarvis Landry on the outside, 2 Pro Bowl players who can win their respective matchups. You have an offensive line that has been rebuilt with one of the best O-line coaches in Bill Callahan. If Baker Mayfield can't win with the luxury items that he has around him, he's never going to be able to do it. And know this is the year that the Browns have to decide whether they want to pick up his 5th-year option. So Baker, he has to get down. If not, there could be somebody else wearing the brown.
The problem with what you just said,
there are a lot of problems with LaVar. There are a lot of problems with what he just said.
When you go shopping and you go buy certain perishable goods, they have an expiration date on them. Just like when they brought in all those names that you just routed off and said this is why Baker Mayfield should be doing well and winning and has no excuses. That expiration date, that passed last year. So we can't sit there and throw out all of those names, and that's why Baker Mayfield should be doing well. I get it. A lot of people, I mean, after watching Joe Buck and Troy Aikman make Baker Mayfield a first ballot Hall of Famer in that primetime game.
Which is very hard to do, man.
It was very interesting to hear the way they spoke on him. But to me, when I'm looking at who has more on the line right now, you cannot possibly make the argument, even with the 5th-year option looming over Baker Mayfield, you got to look at Dak Prescott and what exists and what Dak Prescott has to do in order to confirm or validate the fact that you should give him something around the number that he would like to have, Acho.
Here's what it comes down to, Bucky. You have to remember this. You said that Baker's still playing and vying for a lot. You can't cry over spilled milk. And the fact of the matter is, if we keeping it a buck, Baker is spilled milk. That's what it comes down to. Like, the Browns are like, okay, well, let's get what we can get out of Baker. But at the end of the day, we probably know Baker ain't got the juice. The Browns are 2-1, but Baker's not balling. Baker's balling for Baker, but Baker not balling. So the fact of the matter is, it's not as if Baker really needs to win this game. If Baker loses this game, he is who they thought he was.
Right.
If Baker wins this game, kudos to him. But if Dak loses,
he lost to the Browns.
To the Brownies.
He lost to the Browns.
Like, come on, but here's the other thing you have to remember. Everybody keeps telling me about these statistics. I logged on Twitter. I follow a lot of Cowboys beat writers because I worked for Cowboys media for 2 years. And I saw Cowboys are the first team in NFL history with 1,400 yards over 3 games and having a losing record. The Cowboys' 3 top receivers are on pace for 1,000 yards each. That's great and all. But what that got to do with these wins? Stop telling me about individual statistics. Jerry Jones doesn't care about individual statistics. Dak Prescott can lead the league in passing all he wants. Top 5 passers in the NFL last year didn't make the playoffs. Okay, Acho, too small of a sample size. 2018, the leader in the league in passing, didn't make the playoffs. There's a direct correlation between leading the league in passing and missing the playoffs. It doesn't matter if Dak has all these great statistics. He has to win, Bucky Brooks.
Man, it's so complicated because the football field that we are all playing on, I feel like we just got these movable goalposts that always move.
Here we go.
So a couple years ago, when I used to go on the show, it was like, yeah, Dak Prescott has won a ton of games, but he's not doing it. We don't know if he can do it because Zeke is carrying the load in this. So the last 2 years, Dak Prescott has gone out and put up these incredible individual statistics. And look, they haven't led the wins, but now we've seen that he can put up numbers. But we continue to bring this conversation back like each and every week is an indictment on what Dak Prescott is as a player. We have seen he's a baller, he's a leader, he's a franchise player. He can do all of those things. He is now doing it with less. But I'm going to go back and I'm going to use your own arguments for you because everyone has this thing. So Carson Wentz, who we probably will talk about later on, Carson Wentz is not balling. That team is 0-1. That guy makes $32, $33 million. Dak has more notable accomplishments than Carson Wentz. You can put him in the same family. So his money has already been earned. Jared Goff, the same situation. Number 1 pick, 2 guys in his draft class that were taken in the 1st round. He was taken in the 4th round. And when you look at all of their numbers, they're all right there. So we already know
Here's my problem with what you're saying.
Deserves to be paid.
Here's my problem with what you're saying. At the point at which you're year 5 in the league, nobody cares what round you were drafted in. LaVar, you was number 2 overall pick. Did people still care about
year 3? Ain't nobody care after too many losing seasons.
Like, don't nobody care anymore.
Nobody care.
You still using Dak Prescott was a 4th round pick to coddle baby Dak. But Dak, you were only a 4th round pick. It's okay, baby Dak. You're okay. You're only a 4th round pick. Come on, Bucky. Yeah. Don't nobody care about that anymore.
See, I like that. See, because what I was doing, I was giving you like comps. It's like when you go to the car lot and you're looking to buy cars, you go and look at cars from the same years so you can know make and model how they stack up.
That's facts.
I was giving you a comp because Jared Goff, Carson Wentz, and Dak Prescott were all in the same draft year.
2 have been the Super Bowls. 2 have been the Super Bowls. 1 hasn't. But go ahead.
But one guy never shows up for a playoff game because he's always hurt.
But he got him there.
So that's all we're doing?
It's not all he's doing, but he did get him there. I mean, you got to make the playoffs. I didn't make the playoffs very often, so I'm not overlooking that.
Is the guy that plays for them. And then when we talk about Jared Goff had to go back to the shop. Sean McVay had to change the way they called the plays. They had to lean more on the run game to get them back on track. And now they're balling. We're not having to make these issues and exceptions for Dak Prescott. And so we continue to talk about Dak Prescott earning his money. And is that more pressure? No. The pressure is on the Cowboys because they know they have to pay him. That is why Baker Mayfield has more pressure coming into this game because we don't know if Baker Mayfield can win a shootout. What we know is if we play Tecmo Bowl with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt and give it to both of those guys 50 times a game, the Cleveland Browns can win and go to 3-1. But we don't know if Baker Mayfield can put it on his shoulders That's why he has the pressure.
All right, it's time to put our money where our mouth is, figuratively, because it's time to make our Super Six picks. Baker's Browns at Dak's Cowboys is one of the matchups. LaVar, you up first. Give me a winner, and by how many?
I got the Cowboys 30-24.
I like that. Bucky, talk to me.
Oh, man, look, we got the Cowboys 35-32. This is easy.
Give me the Cowboys 27-17, but it's going to be close.
Which means the Browns are going to win.
It's going to be close at first. LaVar's exactly right. Browns by 30.